What the fuck? Wow. We're driving the baddest monster truck you ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got two wheels in the front that turn. This one's got four. Four 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another four in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. It took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox, 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around, you know. It's good for bumping your head and feeling good.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show today. Of course, we've got a big one coming up. We're probably going to have special guest Wolverine, aka Gunther the Accountant, coming on sometime during the live stream. We will catch up with him later on, of course, regarding PulseDoge coin and the countdown, of course, to go. It's going to be so much fun. Of course, PulseDoge coin claim phase almost over in about just over a day and a half. And of course, we'll be counting that down. So it's not going to be great to have Gunther the Accountant, obviously, been flying our plane there in terms of the pumpamentals. And of course, heading up in this whale syndicate that we talk about. So we'll get into that a bit later. So stay tuned for that. Now, obviously, we're going to get into the latest Hex news. And of course, they've got a few pieces of news out at the moment. So we're going to talk about that as well. So a big shout out. Let's get into it. We've got obviously Richard Hart coming up. With the big interview on Kitco. Remember, over last year, over 300,000 views on that, at least on just on the two main videos alone, let alone all the satellite videos. And of course, we also had this year, I suspect we might even get over 1 million views on those as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. Before we do that, of course, let's get into the chat and say hello and welcome everybody. Just going to double check my audio's up and running. Yeah, audio's looking good. And, of course, got live chat on. And, of course, welcome to everybody. We've got Richard Trostel in the house there. Sup, everybody. Good to see you in the house. Richard Pulsabator as well. Sup, super. Good to see you. Luke Wild as well. Anyone know when Richard Hart is on Kitco? So the time has not been set yet, but we're going to talk about that straight off the bat, Luke. So stay tuned. That is our first topic. Hex Huddle. Hey, you all. Good to see Hex Huddle in the house. Crypto Tycoon as well. Hello, everybody. Andrew Reynolds as well. G'day, all. G'day, g'day, g'day. And, of course, Fat Sammy in the house. Hex Token channel member. First one in the chat. Good to see you, Fat Sammy. Hi, all. And Andrew, happy FOMC day. Yeah. So I actually posted the full video of the FOMC press conference with the Fed Chairman Powell there. And, of course, that's on here this channel. So I'll be doing that every month. They have 8 sessions a year. The next session is in September. But I posted that too. We're going to look at that later on. It's a good point there, Andrew. The full video is there. It's about 55 minutes long. You can check that out. Hex and Choice in the house. Woohoo! Good to see Hex and Choice. And Ryan's in the house. Yo, 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 Ryan. He's on his Southeast Asian tour. Having fun out there, man. Check out Ryan Lopez's channel, of course. Ahmed in the house. Hello, hello, hello. And of course, PLSD looking bullish. Yeah, well, that's the main topic. Other than all our news, we're going to be talking about PulseDoge coin. And it is looking bullish for sure. I think we've got everything kicking off here. Sounds good to me. Let's get into it, folks. We're going to muck around. And, of course, we got the big interview with Kitco within the next 24 hours. There's not a time set, though, but it is coming up. And, of course, we had David Lin. So this is David Lin here, the interviewer, just my favorite in crypto. And, of course, he is such a pro. And, of course, very asks good questions, very welcoming, very fair, and very balanced. And gets out some good interviews. He put out this tweet, and of course, is Richard Hart winners coming in tomorrow? Send me your questions for him in the comments below or DM me. I'll try to read as many as I can and mention your names. I'm going to make a round 2 with Richard as inclusive of crypto and Hex communities as possible. And he's got BTC there. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to post this tweet. Leave your comments, leave your feedbacks in there with the Kitco Kitco tweet because that's coming up. So bam, there we are. Hey, we got Chael's in the house there. Hey, Chael, good to see you. Hey, Hex Token, good to see you, Chael. And of course, Wiki as well. So many superheroes in Hex. Yeah, there is actually a lot of YouTubers that have taken on profile names. Obviously, my moniker is Superman. We've obviously got Joker out there and a few others with Superman names, superhero names, or super villains, depending on which way you look at it. There is the Kitco tweet as well from David Lynn. So very nice. Feel free to get in there. Lots of people have. You can see lots of people have got in there and giving their own details. And there, Marco the Hexkin. What's he got on there? Can we please skip the silly questions? Really? Does RH sell Hex and all that sort of stuff? Yeah, true that. PulseChain, PulseX, what's the biggest crypto airdrop? 27 million raised, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Where else we got there? Quite a few people in the chat. Matty Allen's in there. Ask Richard, how is it possible that the blockchain proves Hex stakers locked for an average 6.5 years when we live in a world where a few delay gratification? So he's got this cool chart there. Hex versus Bitcoin and stuff like that he had at the online conference. Dave Fedder's in there too. What's your forecast in the next year for macro? What is your forecast of crypto? What's the new blockchain you're working on? What exactly is Hex compared to BTC? Why have most folks not heard about Hex? So stuff like that. There's some good questions. There's lots of people in there. Johnny Chaos, save some time and avoid reading the no follow troll account questions. Yeah, true that. I agree with that one. Power City's in there as well. No questions, just play this as your intro. That's pretty funny. What's the intro on there? They got their old playing their PulseChain. Yeah, that's true. Play that. That's pretty neat. We got cool Dave Down Under as well. Hey, Dave Down Under. Woo! A viewer of this channel representing. Richard Hart is going to have the biggest influence on my family's life. I hope he understands the effect he's having. Thank you. Very, very cool. So lots of cool stuff there with the feedback. So get in there and provide your feedback as well. Katie's in the house here. Let's go, Superman. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah. We've got all sorts of stuff like that. So I accidentally had that. People are going to still try and hopefully. I don't think he was going to have too much around the scammer stuff. That's really dead in the water. Hex is so mature now, heading up towards 3 years. So it's all getting a bit old, that sort of stuff, to be honest. What is PulseChain? What is PulseX? Why is it being built? When is it mainnet launching? All that good stuff there. That's kind of cool. So we've got lots of questions in there. Add your own and see if you can get onto David Lynn's program with one of your questions. And of course, it's coming up on Kitco News on the channel here. Nothing at this stage, of course. Nothing at this stage set up on the actual home show or homepage. So the last video there is around the Fed rate rises, which we're going to talk about too. So that's pretty much it. Al Merlos in house. King Superman is always on point. Hey, Al, appreciate that. CJ's in house as well. G Unit. Hey, Hex family. Good to see you. Hey, all and token, says Thomas Turner. OMC, how bizarre, says Wookie. Yeah. Kevin Ness is in the house. Hey, all love Gunther, all aboard with a Pulse PLSD. Yeah, I got to make sure he's going to come into the green room in the studio. I got to make sure that I notice him, so that you know me. Sometimes I'm a little bit slow on that. Mickey says, hey, all, what's up, Superman? Love your channel, sir. Out of curiosity, what is the time difference between us? It's 4:30 p.m. Wednesday here. Well, it's currently 11:38 a.m. on Thursday, the 28th of July. So 11:38 in the morning. So we're not far away from midday. It's currently Thursday, of course. That gives you an idea there, Mikey. We're broadcasting PulseChain and PulseX and Hex twice a day from the future. And, of course, we're glad to bring it to you because we love it, of course. And hats off to Richard Hart, our founder, as well. And there is, did I post that in the chat? I think I was going to post that. So save this to your phrase. You might have to refresh this a lot. Hey, Hex is the way in the house as well. Hey, Hex is the way. He's doing some great content on this channel. Definitely go subscribe to him. He's doing some terrific work out there, doing lots of detailed breakdowns of Hex and other things. So big shout out to Hex is the way. That is the link there if you want to follow Kitco. They will bring up a time, and once we know it, we'll probably post it. It may be out before I might be sleeping when it comes out. If not, I'll try and post it beforehand. So cool. Let's get into it. So we're going to get into zoom out to the news. Of course, we had the big Fed interest rate rise come out on the 27th. And of course, I posted that whole video, 55 minutes on this channel. You can watch that. But we're going to zoom in briefly to look at it, and then, of course, zoom in into crypto and, of course, Hex, which is looking pretty good, as well as Hedron, Maximus, and PLSD, of course. So we're going to talk all about that, plus a few other things. So stay tuned. All right, so we've got the Hex, the stock market at the moment out. And, of course, it's got the stock market tucker. Dow racks up gains after Fed rate hikes, tech rallies. Now, we suggested that the markets may bat these off but eventually it's going to catch up with them, right? Eventually, if we do see continued declining, like continued inflation, continued declining economic metrics, particularly around the recession theme, that eventually the market won't be able to bat them off, right? The market will start reacting to them. So that's in the future. In the future, maybe heading towards the end of the year, maybe into the beginning of next year. We'll have to just wait to see that. But we're definitely going from cheap cash, where we've got basic zero interest rates with lots of money printing, to interest rate rises. We're now looking at about 2.5 basis points on the Fed funds rate, about 5.5% on retail rates. And of course, that's no longer not cheap money, but maybe what the Fed would call a neutral zone. But it's certainly more expensive than zero interest rates. So we are in a different place with more expensive money, still relatively cheap, but more expensive as opposed to basically almost free. And of course, we've got a tightening of the monetary supply as well. So those two things have moved, we've pivoted, and so that's going to play out over time. So we're going to keep watching that as it evolves. Can't be deluded and think the market's going to continue to bat off these things. It's not going to happen, but they can do that at the beginning, and that's kind of what we're seeing. They saw them bat them off inflation last time, and of course the interest rate rises were kind of baked in and they're kind of seeing that. And of course some of the words coming out of the Fed have been a bit softer, a bit more dovish, as we say, but maybe with one more hawkish play in September, which is their next meeting. So they have 8 meetings a year. So just to give you an idea, not 12, some people might think. Anyway, we've got the markets there at the moment. Dow Jones at 32,197, up 436 points, which is pretty cool. And that's up 1.4%. We'll take that. S&P 500 is up 102 points, 2.6%. Pretty nice mad gains there. And that's up to 4,000, which is nice to see. And the NASDAQ, which has a lot of the tech companies in, up 470 points, 4%. That's a good day in the office. And of course, up to 12,000. So pretty cool. The VIX is down 6%, which is the volatility index. And of course, if things were bad, that would be going up. So it's down. The dollar index is down slightly too. That's also indicative of risk off. Sometimes it could be between interest rate differentials between it and its partner currencies like Europe and something like that. Other times it can just be due to the fact that general sentiment has changed, more softer. So that's kind of where we've got risk off. These bottom two are kind of risk off, risk on at the moment. And so you see the risk on in the markets. So if that happens the opposite way, it's kind of risk off as well. All right, so that's kind of where we're at this stage. And of course, the oil prices are still mulling around this $100 mark. Brent at up $2.87, 3% to $1.02, $102, sorry. And Brent crude there up 81 cents to $98, up almost 1%. Silver and gold's up $14 to $17.33, almost 1%. And silver up 50 cents to $19 at almost 3% actually. And food's up 2% too. And of course, this is the thing we're expecting to see later in the year. Switch narrative from inflation, energy, food prices, rentals, move into obviously interest rate hikes, recession talk, and then of course we're going to look at further issues with the property. The property markets will start becoming a theme. Food will probably start becoming even a bigger thing, specifically supply chain stuff. So that's kind of in the future as we expect it to play out, and of course flood through the markets. At the moment, of course, this is the update here in this article. Basically, the chairman signaled the Fed could slow the pace of rate hikes at some point, and that's seen as bullish. So that's why it's in yellow there. While the tech rallied after quarterly results from Alphabet and Microsoft weren't as bad as many people feared. Obviously, we've still got the big tech company earnings out this week. This is kind of end of this particular earnings season. So that's kind of played out well. So both a more dovish approach from the Fed, and of course in the future possibly, and obviously the earnings are generally better than expected. So pretty cool. The Powell raised the interest rates by 75 basis points, sitting at about 2.5% for the federal funds rate, which is the interbank settlement rate. And of course, another unusual large rate hike in September, but said the Fed could slow the pace of rate hikes to assess the impact on inflation and the economy. Now they're going to take it session by session. So the next session is September, and they'll evaluate how employment is going, how inflation is going, and how spending is going, consumption is spending, capital expending by businesses, things like that, supply chain issues, and other issues out there as well. So they're going to be looking at that. as the stance of the monetary policy tightens further, it's likely will become appropriate to slow the pace of increases while we assess how cumulative policy adjustments are affecting the economy and inflation. The 2-year Treasury yield since the Fed rate hikes fell to session lows following the remarks as investors appeared to be pricing in the prospect of a pause or easing of the pace of rate hikes. And so that was kind of a good news. In terms of the reporting from the big FANG stocks, we've got Alphabet there reporting earnings and revenue that fell short of estimates, but results were better than feared, driven by strength in search business, sending its shares more than 7% higher. So these FANG stocks typically drive most of the tech stock values because obviously they're so huge and they pretty much buy up a lot of businesses that would otherwise be competitors and add those services to themselves. So they're kind of big. Well, have you ever seen the movie The Blob? A bit like The Blob, and they kind of consume everything. Google's better than feared results continued in the face of an uncertain macro, with search up offset by slight YouTube, cloud, and other revenue softness. Microsoft, on the other hand, also reported a miss on both top and bottom lines, driven largely by a stronger dollar and the impact of China lockdowns. Wedbush said, though, it added that the tech giant's growth story remains intact. Its shares were up more than 6%, so that's kind of good to see. Let me just get rid of that comment on there. We've got finally Microsoft's growth story is a cloud and core Azure growth, which was healthy this quarter and appears to have momentum into 2023 despite economic headwinds. So generally a little bit mixed on those results, but good enough for the market to have a little rally, especially with the interest rate softening. So that's kind of cool from there. We're going to jump out of a lot of these websites as I go, just to reduce the pressure there. So we're going to just focus a little bit more directly on the Fed here. And it says, we've got a couple of comments here about the Fed. I do not think the US is currently in recession. Obviously, a technical recession is going to come out with the GDP numbers, which I think is out pretty soon, within the next 24 hours. So expecting the GDP numbers out. And of course, that may confirm a technical recession. 2 quarters of negative GDP growth is a technical recession. And of course, it's not officially called a recession. Of course, that's not called by a independent organization, but it's getting pretty much it's in that ballpark. So we'll see how things get on. He also said it doesn't make sense that the US would be in recession, obviously with good employment, high employment at the moment, or employment growth has slowed. So it's one thing to keep an eye on there. So the federal funds rate between 2 and 2.5% there, with the 75 basis increase. So that's what happened there. And of course, Powell said, we do want to see demand running below potential for a sustained period to create a slack. So they kind of see 2.5% in the neutral zone between interest rate rises, like going even more aggressive. Although inflation being at 9%, if it's sustained like that, they're going to be forced to raise the rates, at least another expectation. So that's why we've got an expectation that we might have another 75 basis points in September. And of course, that would take the federal funds rate up to about 3.25%. Retail rates would probably go up to 6.5%, something like that, 6.5%, something like that. So it really starts to bite on the retail, especially people that are highly leveraged, and we know many people are either lending on their houses, buying fancy cars, boats, and all the rest of it. Maybe speculating on crypto, who knows? And of course, Powell said, of course, we're trying to do just the right amount. We're not trying to have a recession. Now, this is a little change in terminology too. Because before they were kind of like, oh, well, if recession happens, it's just what's going to happen. But they've certainly softened there. We're not trying to have a recession. They kind of pull that back now as well. So that's probably a better communication, to be honest. And of course, said another unusual rate increase could be appropriate. And of course, we're expecting that in September. Probably another strong one at 75 basis points. And that might be the end. And then it might slow down a bit. Maybe they might do 2.5 or something like that afterwards, kind of see where we are. So restoring price stability is just something we have got to do. So their mandate is to obviously have maximum employment and, of course, to keep inflation under 2% typically, or keep inflation low. That's kind of their dual mandate there. And so they're trying to keep that. There isn't an option to fail. So you can see here, there's not an option to fail, which basically means they're going to be committed to making sure that price stability is restored and get that inflation rate down. I obviously said many times that this is a blunt instrument. And of course, they should be doing a lot of stuff at the executive, but they're not going to do that, right? Because we know who's in power, and we know the policies. Many of the policies have actually caused the inflation, not just some of the geopolitical issues that are out there in the world at the moment. So cool. And what else we got there? Recent indicators of spending and production have softened. So this is the stuff that we're going to look forward, this future forward-looking stuff, is that spending and production have softened. So spending is going to pull down inflation. That's the idea, but in production as capital expenses is also pulled down. But that also means we head into recession faster, right? So it's a bit of trying to seesaw balancing there between inflation and their other mandate of employment, which flows in from capital production and capital investment. So we'll see that. And of course, retail consumption. Remember, retail consumption is about 70% of the US economy. So it's a pretty big deal. Something just finding up here down the bottom. From here, it is possible that the Fed slows its tightening pace, reassured by the likely peaking of inflation and pullback in inflation expectations as oil prices have fallen. And of course, this is pretty important here, that oil prices have kind of fallen back a little bit from $120 down. But of course, anything with happening in Russia, particularly the permafrost pumping, that would be catastrophic for oil, really. That would push it up to $150. I don't think you'd see the Middle East deciding to increase their output. And I don't know how much they've got to go anyway. I think Saudi Arabia may be one of the few that could increase. Of course, they're not going to do that. They're going to benefit from higher prices. I think their production value, it used to be way back, used to be like $8. I think it's now about $25 a barrel. And of course, they're making massive profits of $100 to $25, $75 a barrel. They've got that. They're in the box set. They're not going to. What are they going to do? You know, they're going to keep doing that. So the only offset of that, of course, is the US goes back to self-sufficiency. And of course, we had that under the previous administration. And that was the only time that the US has been under self-sufficiency. But of course, those policies all been smacked down just about as they've decided to go through a uneconomics drive for renewables that the market already been driving towards anyway. But of course, it's the consumer and the taxpayer that pays the price, right? So just the way it is. However, with the labour market still a picture of strength, and wages growth still uncomfortably high, and core inflation set to decline at a glacially slow pace, the Fed certainly cannot stop tightening, nor can it shift gears too much. So it's trying to get that right balance and address at every single meeting that they have. Remember, they have 8 meetings a year. Address that accordingly. So we'll have to keep watching closely. And of course, the next meeting is in September. So stay tuned for that. But definitely, this is going to have an effect further down the track, particularly if we don't see that next inflation rate come down. But we do have the GDP number coming out too. So we'll talk about that when it comes out tomorrow. All right. So that's pretty much it. So if you want to get more details about that, of course, there's the FOMC press conference there, the full thing, 55 minutes. A lot of questions are thrown at the chairman. And of course, I posted that video on this channel. So check that out if you haven't already. All right, cool. We're going to jump away from that. Bam. And get into crypto. Woohoo. Look at this. Green, green, green. The stock market's green. Risk on, basically. Risk on. Crypto is green. And of course, BTC smashing back up to 22,919 at up 8%. Ethereum at 1,600 up 13, almost 14%. And BNB up 9% there as well. So pretty cool. And as I always say, the stables are looking stable. Very nice. So we're going to zoom quickly into the BTC. And of course, we can see that we're really up at the height there. So really nice gains in the BTC. This is on the monthly chart. We look at the daily chart. Look at that. Beautiful stuff there. Up we go. We were sitting down. I guess we were sitting down around here. Let's say around about 21,500. And we're almost added $1,500 US to the price of Bitcoin. Pretty cool. So that bodes well for the general climate. So we've got a nice stock market, nice, balanced approach from the Fed at the moment. Don't count all your, all your eggs at once or something. But it's definitely looking positive from that point of view. So cool. And of course, ETH also up as well. So that was pretty nice. All right, we're going to jump over to the Hex, of course. Let's get into it. Woohoo! Look at that chart. And of course, we've been talking about this chart a long time. Got to get excited about that. Bam, bam, bam. Look at that thing, man. Almost 4.8 cents. And of course, we had a high today of, on this particular chart, we've had a high of 5 cents. I know some of the other pairings, I think we got up to 5.2 cents. So that's pretty cool. But before we get more into this, let's get into the chat and catch up. I don't want to get too far behind there. So if SF is in the house there, they look like bear traps, just like ETH rally, true SF. But at the moment, you're going to take it for what it is, I guess. Checks my pulse says, what's up, Hexkins? Woohoo! Good to see you. Check my pulse. Hex PLSD in the house. Woohoo! Morning from Thailand, the land of smiles. Nice to see you, Hex PLSD. Sandy Beach in the house as well. North Face, hi everybody. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Pulse says, I'm excited for PLSD and Weight Token, but wait, what to spend money on first? Yeah, I know what I would do, Pulse Beta. I think it's probably the first one if it was me. Sandy Beach in the house there with the emojis, loving it. What else have we got? Tintots in the house. What's up, Hexkins? What's up? And Trucks in the house. Best Hex YouTuber. I appreciate that. Peace out to you. There are a lot of great YouTubers, but it's nice to be up and considered up there. And North Face is in the house. There is the weight token safe to claim, guys. Apparently, we covered this yesterday's live stream, and I posted all the links to all that. But we had the Pulse Police apparently have given the okay to weight token. Once again, you can go confirm that on Pulse Police. To do that, you can go into our YouTube. If you haven't joined our YouTube, we're heading up towards 600 members on Discord, which is a great place to represent PulseChain and of course very, very cool Hex and everything else. If you go down to new token links, you will see the Pulse Police there. You can go join there, and they've apparently given the go ahead there. So there are a couple coders in there. They have limited capacity, but apparently they have looked at that, so you can go confirm that in the Pulse Police Telegram group there around the weight tokens. So I think they have reviewed and approved that, or at least reviewed that, remember. So you can check that out. Obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice. None of the YouTubers giving investment advice. And I don't know, I think there's only one YouTuber that I know that's actually a coder, or two actually that are coders. So, and I haven't heard any of them speak about it. So just take care out there. All right, so looking good. Let's jump away here. Superman is #1 RX community channel. Absolutely, we are a maxi channel. Of course, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex twice a day. That doesn't mean that we don't talk about other projects, though, right? We're not going to be, be controlled and all the rest of it. We are a family channel. We're a no drama channel. We like to talk about RH products because they are the best in the market, and that's what we're backing. But we also will talk about projects coming on PulseChain. We like to have a bit of freedom. That's what crypto is about. It's about freedom. #freedom. Hex been in there. Will all the unclaimed PLSD tokens be redistributed to those who claimed? Unclaimed PLSD tokens be redistributed to claims. I'm actually not sure what's happening with those Hex bean. I think the total supply is just, I think they're ignored. The maximum was 12. Actually, let me rephrase that. The maximum is 12,202,000. But all the ones that unclaimed, I don't believe are going to be claimed. I think the total supply is just going to be, I've got a tweet about this that we're going to talk about later. So it's just going to be probably around about 6 million. So it's probably where we're going to end up, maybe just over 6 million. It's probably where we'll end up on that. So yeah, I think the unclaimed tokens will just be gone. There's going to be copied over onto PulseChain, so it will be doubled up. So 6 million will become 12 million when the PulseChain comes. But yeah, everyone that didn't claim, it's over. That stuff's off the table. Thomas Turner says, "Hey Tin, every dang time I comment, views go south." Anyway, that's right, Thomas. Good to see you. And DB's in the house as well. Roscoe says, "Get your shares locked in before the Kitco pump." Yeah, I would probably think that we're going to have a bit of a Kitco pump. Hey, the other thing is, of course, over 300,000 views on Kitco News last year, just on those two primary videos, excluding the satellite videos, everybody broadcasting and stuff. But hey, I could see Richard so much bigger than last year, like a channel. What's over 140,000 on YouTube, heading towards 250,000 on Twitter. And of course, we've seen how powerful he is with the community following on the Twitter spaces. And of course, he's blowing those up, right? There's thousands and thousands going there. So it's really amazing. And it's great, right? So we could see well over, and Kitco News itself has, almost got 500,000, I think 460,000 something subscribers. And of course, is one of the, the best quality news channels around crypto, gold, interest rates, economy, and all that sort of stuff. So we could get over 1 million views with that. Very, very bullish about the Kitco news interview. Bob Wells, woohoo! Good to see you. Hey gang, in the house with the emojis too. Purple Dingo, hey mate, good to see you. Purple Dingo. Hello, Blue Wrench gang, says Bob Wells. Yeah, we've got a few wrench people in the house and a few Hex Token channel members. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Share the channel around, and don't forget, if you want to become a member, hit the join button. We've got 3 memberships: PulseChain, Hexakins, and the Richard Hart Club. So get in there and support the channel. It'd be great. And don't forget to get into our Discord, which is heading up towards 600 members. It's pretty exciting. A weight token on Telegram. I can't give anyone info about Tide, the token, for legal matters, but that won't install any FOMO if that's the case. Okay, cool. Bob Wells says, I got tired of waiting for 2-cent Hex and picked up another T-share last night at work. Hey, Bob, we've got to give the old bow down on the channel. You little Maxi, you little Maxi. Nice one, Bob. Hex, the beans in house there. Thanks. Whatever PLSD gets claimed is all the total supply. That's what I understand. That's correct, yeah. So all the stuff that is potentially 12 million, but it'll probably end up being about 6 million supply on the ETH chain. That will get copied onto PulseChain. That's pretty much it. I've got a tweet about that, so we're going to look at that later. I'm trying to hold off onto that. So hopefully we'll have Wolverine jump on to into the green room at some stage. Just waiting up for him at this stage. North Face says, thanks, man, for what you're doing. Hey, pleasure, man. It's my honor. Definitely my honor, man. I just love this stuff as much as you guys do. So it is a pleasure. I'll still get some 2 cents, just a matter of time, says Bob Wells. You got your limit order. People still got their limit orders at 2 cents, 1 cent, half cent. Hey, you never know your luck. We could wick down. There could be a wick, could be someone, maybe some whale has to buy a new house in Spain or something. He's got to wick down the candles. Who knows? All right, Davis says recession. Yeah, it's probably going to come in. The actual impacts of it might come in later on. Later on, maybe towards the end of the year, new year. It's probably the way we might see that. Ted Nelson, good evening. Good to see you, Ted. And Sandy Beach, I do. All right, cool. So here we are. We've got the Hex chart. Let's have a little look at this. We've got 4.8 cents at the moment. And we've got the top of the Bollinger Bands in blue. So the bottom blue is the bottom 5% of the Bollinger Bands. And the top of blue is the top 95% of the price range. So of the Bollinger Bands. And of course, at the top there, we've got 4.7 cents. At the bottom, we've got 3.3 cents. So we really got it widening out. You can see it's widening. It was really narrowed down here at the breakout. We had a perfect setup here. We had very narrow Bollinger Bands, which typically has to break out one way or the other. And of course, we also had our crossover. So the red line is the 50% price range in the Bollinger Bands. And then, of course, overlaid the Bollinger Bands, we've got this yellow exponential moving average, which is a 13 EMA. And of course, the exponential basically means it weights the current prices more than the older prices. And of course, over a 13-day period. And so what we see is that we see this crossover. This is generally bullish and generally signals a trend reversal. That didn't play out last time, but that's because we had already had a deep fall and then a run up there already, and it didn't quite play out. And that's generally, it plays out more often than not. And of course, we got that here, and it's playing out pretty textbook actually, combined with the Bollinger Band. So kind of the perfect setup. And it's nice and shallow too, so it's not too steep. So nice and shallow, sort of just stepping its way up, which is kind of bullish. So nice to see that. Very, very cool. It's looking beautiful actually, to be honest. Our low, of course, was back here on the 19th of June. And so we're well up from there. Let's have a look with the ruler, and we'll take out 2.8 cents back on the 19th of June. We're now up over almost 70% in 39 days. That's pretty good. And of course, we had a little bit peak up here, up at 75%. So, a good entry for people that are trying to accumulate volumes, trying to get their T-shares like Bob Wells was. I mean, it's pretty good. So very cool. Let's have a look at our indicators. We're going to look at our DMI. The green line here is the buyers. The buyers are really up strong. And of course, the sellers are down. So less selling, more buying. And of course, the trend is the orange. There's the trend, strength of the trend there. So we've got 22.5 almost. Once it gets to 25, that kind of gets up to what is the technical confirmation of the trend and strength of the trend there. So we're looking for that. We're almost there. We're at 22.5, so it's heading up in the right direction, looking really good. And of course, hopefully this will be sustained for a while. How much hope do we have of that? Well, with Bollinger Band, the RSI is still we've still got plenty of room to move for a nice little rally. We're currently at 61, so still plenty of room to move there. And of course, you can see we only had a short blip here, but sometimes it can get up really high, over 70, and stay up there. So we've still got quite a bit of room there. So suspecting a good rally. Now we had the uncertainty, of course, of the interest rate rises on the 27th, and we got the GDP numbers, the recession numbers coming in as well. As long as they're not if they're positive, it'll be really cool, like 0.5% positive. If it's slightly negative, we'll probably do okay. It will confirm a technical recession. But if it's really bigger than people expected, that would be possibly we might get a red day tomorrow kind of thing, So we've got to be careful with that. I don't believe the numbers are out quite yet. So cool. Haven't had a chance to check, but I don't think they're out yet. So looking for that. So far the chart looking really nice. We do need to get over this 5 cent mark here as well. And ideally, it would be really nice to get up over 6 cents. That would be very bullish, getting up over 6 cents, maybe 6.2 cents, something like that. So cool. Let's go to look into crypto. And look into Hex, sorry. Look into crypto, look into Hex. And this is by Gerardo, very cool site. And of course, we're going to go down the bottom now, see how much it will take us to get back to 6 cents. I think we're going to try 1.3 million. Let's put that in there. No, we need a bit more than that. So 1.4 million. I think that, yeah, $1.4 million to get a net buying, so more buyers and sellers to get us back up to 6 cents there. That'd be about 27 million Hex, 27 million Hex buying. So kind of where we're at this stage. Now let's see how much we need to get to 10 cents. Probably let's go 3.7 million. Let's try that. A bit more. So a bit more. Let's go to 3.9 million. Yeah, probably a bit less. So maybe 3.8. We'll get it just right. Just like it was too hot, it was too cold, or just right. We're just going to get it just right. Us little perfectionists here. 350,123. How about that? There we are. So 3,850,000 to get us back up to 10 cents. And of course, it's got to fight its way back, right? And it's like the old boxer's got to fight its way back. Rocky, good old Rocky fight back to get back up to there. So it gives you some idea what it will take. Yeah, just slowly etching up here. Yesterday we wanted this green candle. We got the green candle, which is cool. And we'll keep watching out for that. So it's still going to be volatile. We're still in a bear market, still volatile. We're still now the woods with the Hex chart here yet. You can see in this formation, still now the woods yet. Really, like I say, it would be nice to get back up over 6.2, but definitely over 5 cents, 5.2, 5.3 would be kind of a nice zone to get a bit of support. That would be cool. But got high lows in, and we just don't quite have the higher high yet. So that's what we're after. That is the Hex chart there on Dex Tools. We're going to jump to the quad charts, which is we like to look at on this channel. Before we do that, let's get into a couple more comments. I am waiting for Wolverine to jump in at some stage. He does have a pre-appointment to this, so we're just hoping for the best there. Hope you liked the little thumbnail. I thought it was a pretty good thumbnail mixed in there with the thumbnail. I thought it was cool. What else we got going? North Face, big thanks for what you're doing. I think I got up to that one tonight. Crypto Ethos is in house. Christian brother, I wanted to set up some Hex limit orders in sessions on what sites to use. Yeah, we have that in the Discord. So you can go to get into our Discord. The link's in the video description. You can jump to useful links. We have pretty much every main link that you want to use in Hex and the PulseChain and PulseX. So you can see all the links, everything. We've got Hex, all the sites in Hex. We've got layman guides. We've got the Hex contracts. We've got UI front ends, hexco.hex, or Hex audits, PulseChain, PulseX, all these cool sites, Richard Hart sites, all the official ones, the different contracts as well. And of course, if you want to do limit orders, we've got limit orders. Yay! We've got limit orders there. We've got Matcher, of course. We've got a video on that, of course, how to use that. And we've got Metric Exchange, which has it's an alternative front end, but it also has order book info as well. Some people prefer that. And of course, we've got app 1 inch there as well. So you could just try Matcher XYZ, and there's a video there too. So I'll post that in the chat for you. Nice. Very nice. All right. Bam. Now, cool. North Face says, let's go. We close. We're so close, says North Face. That's true. Yes, you rock. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Right back at you. The match is good and easy. It's nice and easy to use. Yeah, I agree. And of course, I've got a video there. You can watch the video too. So a matcher review video. I might as well post that in the chat there too. Bang you. Check it out. So you got those two. Bam, bam. All right. So let's get up to the quad charts. I have got to keep an eye on Wolverine, waiting for Gunther the account to jump in. I'm not sure whether he's completely rebranded himself to Wolverine. I guess he has. So just trying to use the right names there. So Hex at the moment on the hourly chart. So we're looking at the daily chart before. Hex on the hourly looking good. We know that the weekly's green and the monthly's green on the Hex chart, so we don't need to look at that. We looked at that yesterday with the log charts as well. So nice, just a couple of pullbacks the last couple of hours, but nice little run up as well. Very cool. We've got Hedron at the moment. I'm just trying to make sure I've got all of those news. We've got no extra news for Hedron. Obviously, Hedron has the ICOSA contract is now being tested publicly on the testnet on PulseChain, and so we have covered that in last couple of videos, so we won't cover that on this session. We may have another look at that later this afternoon. I'm not sure if there's been any further updates around the HSI stake selling, or whether the Hedron page has been updated either. Those are kind of still waiting for that in the testnet. But we're currently, look at this chart on, we got a full chart this on the old Hedron. We are looking good. Look at that. Woohoo! And of course, there were some good calls in our Discord, by the way, in the price chat. And I'm just going up the top here. Who was making this call? Obviously, we're going to go back up here. Can't remember. PulseDoge here. Is it PulseDoge? Yeah, Hedron Org System Green. I think will pump hard. Well, PulseDoge was right. Definitely has pumped really well. So big shout out to PulseDoge there. And of course, yesterday it closed at 10.16. So got to the 1,000 mark. This 1,000 mark that we've been after. And of course, we want to get over that and get support. That's where we really want to get support for that. And of course, we've just moved into a new day. So this red candle is just the new day. We've only been in it for 10 minutes. This day's just closed on my chart, my chart here, my time frames. And of course, we're currently at 847 at the moment. Nice little volume pick up there. Very, very cool. So looking good there on Hedron. ICOSA on public test network. Bullish for Hex. Remember, HSI stakes require Hex. Gets Hex off the market, either liquid Hex in people's wallets or adding buy pressure to Hex. August is probably going to look good if both ICOSA and Maximus both launch at the same time, both driving demand for Hex on the market, and of course reducing the circulating supply, taking Hex out of people's liquid wallets, so that the people can get onto those platforms and try and get more yield is the kind of the idea there, encouraging more pooled stakes and stuff like that. So that's cool, and this is where we're at the moment. So looking good. We're also going to jump on to Maximus, of course, Maximus, and that's got the Maximus products coming out with the perpetuals and the team token coming up. They're going to be a lot of fun. I also think that the ICOSA, talking about Hedron again, ICOSA, We Are All SA or source account is going to be really fun to see how that plays out as well. It's going to be fascinating, man. It's going to be fascinating. I know quite a few people have been making HSI stakes for to sell back to get ICOSA, which is one of the 4 main product features there on the ICOSA platform. But the We Are SA is also a limited time 14-day mint period, and of course you also get the bonuses in there too. So it's going to be fun to watch. Let me just take that comment off there. Sorry, just trying to make sure I remove that off my price comments. But here we are. So looking good on Maximus at 8.8 cents at the moment. We finished yesterday, which just finished 10 minutes ago, at 9.2 cents, like a boss. Almost back at 10 cents, Maxi. Man, what a boss product, man. And of course, let's see what we're at on premium at the moment. Let's see. So we're at 87%. So we have pretty much been consistent over the last week. 87%. Now back here on this red candle, we had one of the big maxi whales sell 2 million. 1 million apparently that they minted, another million that they bought on the market, and they ended up selling it for whatever reason. They sold that, and of course the market sort of just recovered and just moving sideways at the moment. So still sitting at 86% premium over Hex, so looking pretty good. And of course we're waiting for that public test network for Maximus. So cool. The code's been finished. They're privately testing it, so hopefully we'll get a public test net soon. It's really basic though, basically just minting, but we're going to have 4 perpetuals, the base, the trio, the lucky, and the decky. That's 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years. They're going to be perpetual. In other words, they keep rolling over, and the tokens that you get for that, by putting a hex into those, you get the ownership token. And of course, you're doing that because you're going to get slightly better premium with the bigger pays better, but also you're going to get the optionality to be able to trade in and out of that. You're going to get optionality to put it in liquidity pools and earn more yield. You're going to get the optionality. Of course, you're not going to have to pay the big ETH fees if it's that far out, particularly the longer ones as well. So we might get some sort of pro rata premium on each of those products when it goes to market relative to this Maxi one. But of course, short term also has a premium for short term optionality as well. So because you can add to it, mint and redeem at the end and stuff like that. So it's going to be fascinating. The team token, of course, is going to be bullish for Maxi too, not just for Hex with the perpetuals, but Maxi, of course, going to require Maximus token. How much is going to be taken out of the market? 294.3 million Maxi tokens. How much will go into the team token? That's a one-off DAO token. It's only ever going to have one opportunity to get into it. Probably, I think it's going to be a 14-day mint phase. Originally, they were talking about 7. I think it's going to be 14, and then the future ones will be not for the Maxi, but for the team token, but for perpetuals will be 7 So it's going to come up. So we're going to have We Are the SA and, of course, the team token, both of them part of those ecosystem offerings, and they're both going to be short term. So they're going to be fun to watch those two, see how they play out. A bit like it was when we saw the first, when we covered the first 6 or 7 Hedron auctions, liquidations. So that was a bit of fun to watch that. So cool, looking good there. I don't think we've got Wolverine in yet. Hopefully he'll come in soon. And of course, we might jump past the PLSD and wait a little bit longer until Wolverine jumps in. So we're going to get into the BNB and come back to PLSD later. Just checking through some of these videos up here. Where else? What we got in the house there? We're going to look at the BNB charts now. North Face says, I was in Iceland 5 years ago. Great place to see, visit. Beauty to spend their time there, says North Face RH. Yeah, it was cool with the helicopter ride. Beautiful place, very clean. Very much like the South Island of New Zealand, actually, in some ways. There's lots of places in South Island like that, but it has got a lot of differences too. It's kind of very Arctic as well. I was there in 2019. Beautiful place, especially the Northern Lights. Yeah, I would love to see the Northern Lights or the Southern Lights. That would be cool too. I want them back there, says North Face. Nice. Not me. One time was fine. Too cold for me. It would be very cold. Yeah, Sandy Beach loves the beaches and the warmth, so that would make sense. Ted Nelson, what is the name of the group to join in Discord? Well, the link's in the top of the video description, and you can join here. We're heading up towards 600 members. Link is at the very top, I think, of the video description on this video, so just check that. It is the Hex Token YouTube. It is a syndicated channel. It's not just Hex Token YouTube. It's also Gen Hex with Craig Wadding. It's also got also syndicated with Heinz Crypto YouTube as well. So there's 3 at the moment. We are open to more channels. So we will probably bring more channels into the syndicate. We've also got Heinz Crypto, Fat Sammy, and Sandy Beach, who are great moderators and leaders in our community too. And so we've got them in the house. So definitely join. If you like good community and good information, it's a good place to be, that's for sure. All right, we're going to get into BNB coins. First of all, Bob Ross says Sandy does love the beach. Sandy loves the beach and partying. Sandy's birthday party's running for a month, so don't forget that. And her cake the other day was delicious looking. I love the pumps and how happy it makes the Hex Token family happy. Me too. And of course, next month I'll be at the ocean beaches. Sounds very nice. Yeah, there is the Discord from Excellent Choice. Thank you so much. Well, put it in. Nice state, Sandy. I look at the ocean every day from my kitchen window. Took my pups for a swim today. That's beautiful, Bob. That's beautiful. Some people living in some really nice locations there. PulseDoge says Team Token will be available to buy after minting swap. No, I think it's going to be launching at the same time as the perpetuals will launch. People will have to put Maxi in there rather than a Hex and the perpetuals, because the perpetuals are pooled stakes. The team token is like a DAO treasury stake. It's going to get up to 50% of the bigger pays better bonuses from the perpetuals, and of course it's going to get a 369 bonus from 30%. I think it's 30% of the Maxi that's going in there. Originally I thought it was 70%, but I think they recently have changed it to 30%. They do have a mystery box as well that's going to be getting getting Maxi in that. So we're waiting. They've got a few surprises in store. I think we're waiting for that. Nice, Bob. Maybe one day within 5 years, I'm planning to move south. Nice. There we are. Join Hex Token and Friends. That's nice too. That's Hex Token and Friends. That's pretty funny, Thomas. All right. Steam. Was it Steam is redeemable back to Maxi after Team is redeemable back to Maxi after some time or not? No, it's not. I don't think it's redeemable at all, Baguna, because the Maxi in there is 30% is going to be burned. So it's actually going to reduce the Maximus supply. So no, it's just a one-off DAO treasury. This can be traded, I guess, is the way to look at it. Excellent choice. Who is moving to Northern Ireland? Here is the ocean around. Nice place. Northern Ireland. That would be pretty wild ocean, I would have thought, up there. Is the Atlantic, is it? No, not the Atlantic. It's the North Ocean. North Ocean. I think that's what it's called. North Atlantic. North Ocean. Atlantic's down between America and Europe, so I don't think so. Gunther is coming on. Yeah, I believe so, Briz. I'm not sure. He said that he unfortunately had another conflicting thing that he didn't realize, but he is going to try and pop in here. So we're staying tuned for that. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about the PulseDoge, the PulseDoge, the original on the BNB chain. That is currently having a bit of better day in the office, but we had to put in context that it's up against the BNB. BNB is up 8.5% at $270. And of course, that is up at the moment 13.5. So it's actually up against BNB, so that's good. And it's up at a pretty low base, though, right near the bottom. And it is currently at just over 3/10 of a penny at the moment. 3/10 of a penny on a BNB. We've also got P33 is up, is flat. P33 is flat. I'm really surprised at the performance of P33, given the popularity of Free Pulse and other tokens. So pretty interesting. Obviously, these are all on BNB, and I think most Hexkins and PulseKins and stuff like that are probably generally favor the ETH products. That being said, of course, internet money can make you look like a liar. Because KG's been doing a great job with this, and this is pumping. Here we are. Look at this. So really pumping now, and got over 1,000. That was critical. It's now up at 1,300, and with a high so far of 1,500. So pretty good there. Let's zoom in on the whole chart though to give you a full context. Now they have had 90% burn of their tokens, and of course IM will be dropped to the WD token wallet with internet money when they launch that. And of course, the delay of PulseChain is playing perfectly into Internet Money's hands because they'll be able to get their development product out and not have a gap. Before they were going to have this like massive gap. If we had launched in May, they would have this massive gap like 7, 8, 9 months. Now that's going to be squeezed right down. So it's looking good. So that's nice and bullish there. Nice to see some action there. Big shout out to KG and the team. They have been obviously pushing, also giving away a lot of IM to people as enticements too, which has probably been effective. Also working on their social media, which I'm really happy about because the teams need to be consistent, build up their followings. So when PulseChain does launch, they've got a bigger base to build from, right? Bigger base. All right, we got a weight token, which is an airdrop at the moment. Of course, people can claim that. Not many people have. Last time I checked, it was about 39 million yesterday, and it's probably about 950, heading up towards a billion tokens available for weight. But of course, it's currently at 6/10 of a penny. Looking good. It has a higher low there as well, so that's cool. The low down here was 4/10 of a penny. It's now up at 6/10 of a penny. So that's cool. But it's pretty low volume, right? It's all pretty low at the moment. Unless you've got like 8 sacrifices and a couple of wallets, something, then it might be worth some money. Otherwise, it's not quite worth much to most people at this stage. But hey, we'll wait and see. Get it? We'll wait and see. Waiting for PulseChain. That's pretty much where we're at. All right, let's jump back to the Hex charts. I can't see Wolverine hasn't jumped in the green room yet. North Sea, yeah, North Sea. I think I've said North Sea. Lucky on that, North Atlantic, but it's nice. It says North Face. Yeah, North Atlantic. Yeah. Briz is very talented. Briz is very talented, but the old toughs, we love Briz. And of course, did Hex make staking popular? Did they influence other projects like Colt and Shiba? Of course they did. Of course Hex did. Hex was a game changer. Not only that, but Hex also really pioneered Hex audits, like auditing. And of course, even though people called it a scam in the early days, Hex was pioneering a lot of the stuff that was counter scam, and that's kind of Richard's intent. Now, there's always things that Richard can't control, like Richard does sacrifices for Pulse and PulseX, and then you have another 50 projects jump on and do sacrifices too. Richard doesn't control that, but he does control it. He does inspire that too. So just the way it goes. Now, of course, Hex audit. So we've got Hex audits here. You got the financial audit and the contract audit. So Hex really pioneered that. Hex also made Uniswap popular, and of course, a lot of volumes going to Uniswap. So cool. Obviously, Hexkins benefit from the airdrop of Unitoken as well. Some people had multiple addresses, and that was like a small fortune just by itself. So pretty cool. Hex has really pioneered a lot of stuff. You got to remember, we're coming off periods of hourglass projects, especially in 2020, late 2019. We had BitConnect and all that other stuff. The big YouTubers falling from grace. Some people deleting their channels. We had all that sort of carry on. 2018, 2019. 2019 was particularly a bad year. We had a lot of that stuff going on. So Hex really did bring, a certificate of deposit, first certificate of deposit to the blockchain, a really big deal. Now, if you want to find out more about Hex.com, of course, check out the official website, Hex.com. And of course, at the moment, you're going to get a copy on PulseChain coming up. And of course, check out PulseChain .com as well. They're pretty much our bread and butter here on this channel. So Hex.com and PulseDoge.com. Getting 2-for-1 deal, and of course that's only going to be open as long until PulseChain launches, and then it's going to be too late. You'll have to buy both of them on the market. It's just the way it is. All right, let us have a look here. We're going to jump over. I can't see Wolverine in the green yet, so we're just holding off on that as long as we can before we get into PulseDoge coin. We will pull that chart up though. Bam, there's the PulseDoge coin one, but we're actually going to jump to this chart because it's actually got a bigger, we've got more information here, so we're going to go back to that. Before we do that, of course, we're going to talk about Jesse the Pit Boss. So Jesse the Pit Boss was on Cabana Crypto just earlier. I'm not sure it's still streaming, but it was on earlier, and of course he just announced his that he's leaving Liquid Loans. Which is pretty amazing. So he's obviously doing other projects as well, and so he wants freedom to be able to talk about those more freely. So that's kind of a big move. He's still obviously got a strong relationship with the Liquid Loans team, and of course he's always dropping alpha bombs, particularly around liquidity pools and stable coins. And so it's great. He's going to be even talking more about it now, I guess, is the way it's going to be. So cool. All right, so that's pretty much a big announcement. He did talk about he hopes that the sacrifice balances and the UI will be out this week, but of course it's subject really to the Liquid Loans team, CC, who's the chief executive for that. So cool. They do have their own oracles, of course, and they've got a big player coming in that's going to offer that for them. So who haven't been named yet, so that's positive. So we'll have Oracle pricing. That's fundamental to making the Liquid Loans product work. There was a lot of dialogue about the pros and cons of Liquid Loans, how successful it will be in this videos as well, worth a watch as well. So definitely, if you haven't seen that, see the Cabana Crypto. I know many of you may have seen that. So, but if you haven't, check that out as well. I'll post that link in the chat here if you want to check that out. Cabana with pretty big news coming out there from Jesse the Pit Boss, who is a really appreciated Hex and PulseChain out there. Liquid Loan. What's a Liquid Loansican? Liquid Loansican? Is that right? I don't know. Cabana and Jesse. Bam. So you can check that out if you haven't already. What else there? We've got a couple other comments in there. GD says, man, that's some serious strong Kiwi accent. Yeah, I'm a true Kiwi, that's for sure. I see that there was some news in the US or something posting around about our Labour government, who's completely crazy. They're a bunch of socialist, progressive nut jobs. And I don't talk about politics on this channel, but I like to make a couple of comments every now and then. They are going to, they're trying to look to change our name, which is from New Zealand to Aotearoa. Now, we use those names interchangeably, obviously the official names, and they're wanting to change the name from New Zealand to Aotearoa, which is, ridiculous. You should see some of the crazy stuff they're doing down here. It's crazy. We have a beautiful country, but we've got crazy politicians doing absolute nutty stuff. Trying to brainwash all, they pass laws because they want to enforce brainwashing. So that's how they do it. That is because they can't do it naturally with argument, because the arguments don't win. They enforce it through laws. So this is what the guys are trying to do. It's one of the many crazy things. Now they could do that as a dual name interruptly. That no one has a problem with that. But they're really trying to brainwash people and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, that's my little political what's it called? Rant, I guess. I saw The Grey Man, really good. I saw The Grey Man too. I was really impressed by that. It was a good movie. North Face is colder water, but not sharks. Yeah, true. Hex says DB Cooper. When PulseChain, DB Cooper. When PulseChain. Brizology says, thank you, everyone. You're most welcome, Briz. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Brizology's channel, you can check the channels tab here on Hex Token and go subscribe. I think Briz is trying to get, we almost got to Briz to 500. Let's have a quick look. We'll see whether Briz has got the 500 yet. I am trying to wait for Wolverine to come into the green room. He may not actually make it today, so that would be unfortunate. But I am doing my best to get that. Do you love the thumbnail? Let's go back to the thumbnail. Do you love that thumbnail? That's got Gunther on there, Wolverine, PulseDoge. I thought it was a pretty clever one with the countdown. It was pretty good. I liked it. It's terrible when you like your own stuff. I guess it's not a good thing. Anyway, we're going down channels there, and we've got Brazolji at 494. So if you can throw a sub over to Bros, he'll appreciate that. And of course, he does great artwork and great commentary sometimes as well. He pops some commentary about the markets as well. So it's good stuff. And Heinz Crypto at 784. Sure, they both appreciate it as they head towards 1,000 subscribers. So cool. All right, bam. So we're going to jump out of that too. We're going to get into, I think we're going to get into PulseDoge. Trying to hold off here. We're up to an hour. Before we do that, let's just get into, we'll get back to PulseDoge, but we're going to get into the Hex daily stats. They're out now. So we'll talk about that, and we'll continue to wait for Wolverine. Hope that he'll pop in time. Hex is the GOAT. Yeah, is the GOAT, that's for sure. Jesse was a great investor for liquid loans. He's great, says Sanibit. He really is awesome. He is the mayor of Liquidlandia. Yeah, true that, Chris. Liquid loan Xen. Liquid loan Xen. Yeah, nice one, big owner. Katie says New Zealand is called Hexco. That's my vote, says Katie. Yeah, true that. Wildest J in the house appears. Wildest J appears. Wildest J appears just like magic everywhere. Wildest J appears. Oh, I just subbed Brazildi. Nice one, SJ Wild. And of course, SJ Wild is killing it at the moment as well. SJ Wild, I've got to put your channel on the recommendation channel as well, because I thought I might have done it, but I can't remember if I did it. I'll have to check that, and we'll add your channel in later, because SJ Wild does such awesome stuff there. Audio of Sci-Vive, and many other things that's happening on that channel. The ladies of Hexagon, Polskins, lots of different stuff. Very, very cool. Carpi Bro says GD, yeah, Carpi. Yeah. Was it Tina Rangatera? We're going to get onto all that. That's kind of cool. Kia kaha, stand strong. That's what we say. Kia kaha and Mary. He is coming on literally in a meet, finishing off, says Hex PLSD. Cool. That's great. Thanks for the heads up. Did you sacrifice a PulsePot? Says Blake. Yes. Wild SJ in the house there. Lol 3, you're the best. Yeah, nice one. I appreciate that. Yay, SJ in the house. Yeah, I'm going to clip that amazing song you just did for me. That'd be so funny. All right, cool. Yeah, people like to clip that one. President House, nice one. And Hexon Choice is laughing out loud there. Cool. Hey, looks like we are going to have Wolverine come in. So we're going to hold off there. We're going to get into Hex Daily Stats first and come back to PLSD. We've got lots to talk about. PulseDoge coin is closing. The launch phase is ending soon. So we'll get into that. Let me just move some stuff around here. Hex Daily Stats. Woohoo! Let's get into it. So we've got day 968 hot off the press, 27th of July. And of course, only closed probably about 30 minutes ago, this update. We've got the price up 6.3. That's 4 days in a row. We'll take that. And of course, we're at 4.784 here, up from 4.5 cents yesterday. We've got the payout per T-share at 6.129. Not a lot of penalties, but that's cool. That means people are keeping their responsibilities. And that's the way it goes. We've got the T-share rate at $1,102. Remember, if we had it at the all-time high price, we'd be up around $12,000 for T-share. So people were paying about $9,200 to $300 for T-share at the height. So now that would be equivalent to about $12,000. So it's only going up and to the right if you think about it. On the next high, which we're all pretty bullish about, it's going to be pretty insane. And of course, many of us expect a T-share to be worth more than a Bitcoin, and of course, even higher in the future. And of course, a T-share is deflationary as well, with the share rate going up and to the right. So it's going to be pretty crazy stuff. Now, as the T-share goes up and to the right, of course, the Hex payout is expected to go up too, because as the Hex is pretty simple. You got the reward pool with inflation and penalties, and you got the T-share ownership pool. And of course, as the T-shares go down, the payout's going to go up for you. And of course, as there's more minted Hex as well, the inflation is higher for that, relatively speaking. Although we will relatively have a pretty low inflation rate, probably at least for another 8 years, I imagine. And then we'll have a bit more exponential growth towards the back end. And then, of course, by that time, we've had lots more growth in the community. So even though there's more supply and a bit of a boom in the supply later on, it gets consumed by more people, right? That's kind of your offset. You've got all those years to continue to grow, and the share rate adjusts that opportunity as well. It's kind of the general lay of the land. We've got the average stake length at the moment, 6.51 years. We've got an APY, or annual percentage yield rate. That's inflation or interest plus emergency in-state penalties of 37.93% today. In fact, we've only had 2 days under 38% in the last 10 days, which is pretty cool. Liquidity, we've been watching this very closely. Wow, 155.8 million. It's not that much if you think about it. And of course, pretty crazy stuff. We've been watching that. Obviously, this moves around depending on buying and selling, and also if people are adding and removing liquidity. We're currently sitting at 158, which is pretty cool. Only 5 days ago, we're up at 181. And I think if we went back even further, let's go back another 10 days. Yeah, we were back up at 204 back on day 935, which was about 16 days ago. So it's a lot different from then, 155.8. We're almost back up at 13 million USD in the pool. Yeah, bring it on. And of course, we know that we need about, what did I say earlier, about another I can't remember now, 1.8 something million to get us back to 10 cents or something like that. I can't remember what the number was. And of course, I think we had about 3.6 million to get us back to 10 cents, something in there. I think that was the number, pretty close to get us back to 10 cents. So add addition to this. ETH in the pool, 1,057. And of course, what else we got going? We've got T-shares down 2,100. And of course, we're at 10,449,757 T-shares. Boom. And of course, we've got pretty low inflation lately. Look at that, how low that inflation is lately. Crazy stuff. And of course, the circulating supply, not much changing around there. The total percentage of coins staked at the moment in Hex is 9.6% of all Hex is staked. And of course, at the moment, and we're probably around about 12% is the origin count with its stakes, with about maybe 7 or 8 billion, I think, is how much is staked in there at the moment. The penalty is super low today. Look at that, 153,000. That's a nothing burger. And of course, we've only had, it's actually been relatively low if you think about it. We've only had 1, 2, 3 days in the last 10 days over 1 million. And of course, that's cool. You know, we get paid if people don't keep their responsibilities or good accounting, that sort of thing. Now, these numbers are wrong, but you have to go to Hex.vision to get the right numbers. But the staking numbers are good. Up 47, up to 99,155. Man, we're not too far away, are we, from 100,000 stakers? It's going to be exciting when we get there. And finally, current holders are up 56 to 305,888. And of course, we're expecting this to absolutely boom when PulseChain launches, because not only is PulseChain going to flourish, but it's going to have some sort of flow-on effect onto Ethereum with the Hex product as well, no doubt. So cool. There's an APY arbitrage, there's liquidity bonding. There's lots of duality going on in there as well, despite the fact that, Ethereum's fees. Now, sharding may come in later on with we obviously got the merge expected on the 19th of September, but, past that, we've got the surge. That's to deal with rollups and sharding. That's to do with, cheaper costs, higher TPS, and stuff like that. So that's going to have a dramatic effect potentially in the future. They are actually building, I think it's the Franken rollups or Franken sharding or something like that. It's called something like that. And of course, that they're actually testing one version of that at the moment, like building that out. So there's a lot of work happening in there. So we will see how they get on. That's in the future. PulseChain will be most certainly out before that, barring some calamity. So that's pretty cool with the Hex Daily Stats. Woohoo! And of course, we're on day 969. And of course, we're heading up towards 1,000 days, which is pretty cool. Hex is mature, man. Hex is a mature product, and the community is getting bigger and bigger all the time. And of course, we're not even heading up towards 3 years. 1,075 days, I think, is 3 years. I've got to double check that math, but I'm thinking that's right. And so, yeah, exciting times. All right, we're going to get into PulseDoge soon. Let's see. I'm just checking the green room. Can't see Wolverine, aka Gunther the account, in there yet. Apparently, he is finishing a meeting. So hopefully he'll be on in soon. Have a look here. Just have a look back up there. Trying to find that. Yeah, can't see that comment actually. We've got the GD in the house there. I'm not sure what you're laughing about there, GD. Oh, it's about the accent. I think it's about the accent. Or some of the phrases I might have been using there. Hello from Seattle, says Tyrannosaurus Hex. I love that name. That's so cool. And it's like smash, bang, bang. Hex is here. Never fear. Andrew Reynolds was just watching SJ's live stream and motivated me to do a walk today. Nice. Hey, I did my walk yesterday. I did an hour walk. I'm going to do another hour's walk today. So yeah, just starting back up. Remember, I did 3 days or 4 days in a row. I was feeling really good about it, and of course, I've got a lot of work to do to get my goals. But I did do an hour yesterday, so I'm getting back up there. I actually need a lesson to be learned. If you're doing a walk for an hour, because it's really one of the best ways to lose weight without jarring your body too much, is to do flats first, and then once you get a bit fitter, then to do uphills. Otherwise, just never know. You just got to look after yourself as you get back in. And of course, I'm going to do another hour today. And just walk into. I better not say too much. I might dox myself, but I'm going to have a good walk, so it'll be good. Just an easy way to get back. But if you haven't done any exercise, your respiratory system is really hard. I would only start off with 20 minutes and then just slowly etch yourself up, maybe 5 minutes after that. I wouldn't do more than that if you haven't done any exercise for years. You also got to watch out for acid, lactic acid and other stuff like that. Like my cousin once went to the gym and he hadn't trained for like 10 years, and he thought he was back when he was real young. He hadn't trained for like 10 years. He gets in the gym and he's out there pumping all the weights and he's doing all the stuff. And man, he got himself in hospital. And he had some sort of, I can't remember what's physically happened to him, but it was pretty crazy stuff. So it's better just to get to ease back in if you've had a huge gap and maybe you're not too fit or something like that. Carrying a lot of weight or something like that, you have to do that. So cool. Brizz says, I did my walk this morning, 8 miles. Wow, woohoo! Hey, nice one, Brizz. That was pretty cool. Took me 2 hours and 45 minutes, man. That's like a boss. Yeah, I'm probably just doing around about an hour. That's probably enough for me. And I think that was probably pretty pushing it there. Hex Community is what's up, very legit. Hey, Extraordinary Crypto, good to see you in the house. Very nice. Hey, we're waiting for Wolverine. We're coming up in an hour and 10 minutes, but it is coming, so we're going to be looking for that. Did you pass out leaflets too, Sandy Beach? No, I didn't. I haven't got any, but I'm going to do that. I'll have a look around to do that soon. I got to get fitter first, Sandy Beach, because it does take a little bit of effort there. Maybe in a week's time, I might do that. That's a good idea. If you want to do direct promotion for PulseChain Hex, definitely doing a walks is a very good way of doing it. So nice on that one. Hey, we got MO Mindset Crypto in house. I've created a powerful hypnotic subliminal audio with mind-bending language, reverse message, and more. All positive statements, hour-long audio, including PulseChain Hex, ERC20 token suggestions. Okay, nice one there, Mo. It certainly helps people to get the right frame of mind. I didn't, but I passed the college and planned it on. Yeah, nice. Hey, welcome everybody. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I think we're heading up towards 5,100 subscribers. And yeah, we're at 3. We need 3 more. So we're currently at 5,097. Definitely subscribe, helps the channel, hit the likes and all that good stuff. All right, have we got Gunther in the green room? No, he must be having trouble moving from one meeting to the other. That's life. That just happens sometimes. We'll see whether he still managed to pop in before I finish the live stream. I might have to do a bit extended at the moment. You don't need to write go. It looks like I'm going to go anyway for a little bit longer. But we're going to get into PulseDoge, and we'll get Wolverine in to talk about his latest thoughts about where this is all heading in the future. So we'll try and hold off for that. Goodness. So at the moment, PulseDoge is looking like a boss. You can see the uptrend here. We've got this nice base uptrend at the moment. And, of course, we've also got this steeper uptrend going on there. And then, of course, the third uptrend. So it's looking very bullish. And, of course, if you curve that around, it's one big curve. And, of course, at the moment, it's $4.56 on PulseDoge coin. Now, this is looking pretty amazing. On the 24-hour basis, we got 81 buys and 87 sells and $340,000 in volume. That's actually a bit lower than yesterday. Yeah, you can see that, the 2 days. Of course, we're looking in the new day chart now because I think we just started the new day on this one. Yeah, so that's cool. We've got $440,000 liquidity. So remember, it's still relatively small liquidity pool. And of course, market cap 25 million at the moment. But $2.56 looking pretty strong, right? So looking cool. We're going to also check out the contract. But before we do that, we're going to get rid of the update there and get the full chart in there so you can see the full history. Remember, the claim phase is 100 days long. And of course, how long we've got to go? 1 a day and 13 hours to go and 16 minutes to claim your free PulseDoge coin, PLSD. And of course, if you don't, you're going to miss out. That's pretty much it. So the circulating supply, the total supply will be lower, basically, around about 6 million. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So 1 day. Now, if you have Hex stakes at the 20th of April, you qualify. And of course, all you have to do is go to PulseDogeCoin.com. I'll post it in the chat if you haven't. You're still humming about it, you can. Remember, something like 30% of people have claimed, so it's pretty good adoption to the PulseDoge coin. Smash the ring and ring the bell. Yeah, smash the like and ring the bell. I like that, Ted. I plan on stickering next month when I have traveled to East Coast. Yeah, that's a good thing. Hey, that could be a cool thing. You walk and you put in some promotional leaflets into the block. Maybe you go and walk around the block or something. You can put it into around the block. Like I say, you really have to do things like 3 times in a row so that people actually read it eventually. They might throw out the first one. They might look at the second one. And then the third one, they might read it or something like that. Definitely need to do a couple of times around the same area. Head over to Discord, send it to continue the chat, says Thomas. And of course, Thomas Turner announced Hex Token. Thomas Turner, we haven't finished this live stream yet, but thanks for shilling. We're going to be announced there. So we've got 1 day and 13 hours to go on this one. So cool. It is getting close. So nice one. We've got $4.56 at the moment. And of course, Gunther's planes up and to the right, looking very bullish. So our previous high, of course, was back here on the 3rd of June. And of course, we had a price of all-time high price of $5.67, and we're at $4.56 at the moment. So if we have a look at from here to there, that is a price increase of almost 25% on this chart. So 25% to get up to there, to all-time high. And of course, only a couple of days ago, we had the second highest price of $5.36. So that was only about a week ago. So looking very bullish in this chart, and looking definitely with this uptrend here, looking like a breakout is going to happen. Obviously not investment advice. Do you own investment due diligence? Just my opinion. And of course, what we got at the moment, like I say, we've got about 5,453,483 PulseDoge. We're going to see how many people have claimed. That doesn't include the BA, the benevolent address, and of course the OA address. Now, benevolent address is the native address for this contract. What it's going to be used for, I do not know. And of course, it's kind of easily said that it's a founder's type of address, but we just don't know. So 24,809 Hexkins have claimed their free PLSD coins. So if we take that, 24,809, and of course, the BA address is going to get 10 PulseDoge for every claimant. So we times that by 10. And that means that 248,090 PLSD is going to go to the origin account. And if we times that by 2, because that same amount of 248,000 is going to go to the BA address, then that's going to be a total of 496,180 PLSD will be minted at the end of the launch phase. If we add that to our current minted supply by people who have claimed, that is 5,453,483. That is going to be in the circulating supply or total supply. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we are sitting, I don't know what happened to my calculator, but it just botched up then. So what did I say? 498 plus 5,453. So we're sitting at about 5,950,000, but we have to take off the burn address from the original LP provision, which is in the dead address here. You can see 50,000 that was burned by the team. Of course, that means that we're sitting at 5.9 million in circulating supply, with about 5.9, just above that as total supply. So 5.9 million is where we're at. So we should probably end up no more than 6 million, which is pretty cool. We've got the main whales are still intact. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. They're still intact. And of course, to get in the top page, first page, you need 10,065, which has gone up about 60 there from yesterday as well. So cool. Are people claiming at the moment? I think we're still getting a lot of claims in. One claim there, 100. So that's a turtle is claimed in the last hour. Another turtle is claimed there too. Another turtle is claimed. What else there in the last hour? Claimed tinkering turtle. The other one must have been a crab. So all these other ones were crabs. This is a tinkering turtle. That's a tinkering turtle too. What else there in the last? Man, quite a few claims. Here is a dolphin claiming. That's 26 minutes ago. So definitely getting increase in claims there, but lots of swaps going on as well. Price is bullish at the moment, so no surprises there. Another crab there. What's this one? What's smaller than a crab? A shrimp here. 25 shrimp. Another what's that? A squid. There is all in the last hour here too. So look at these, and all in the last hour. I'm not going to read them all, but you can see there's actually been an uplift in the claims. That's what we expected. We expected a bit of a surge. After all, we only have 1 day and 13 hours to go. That's pretty much it. All right, so we've got one more measure too. Let's have a look. I think we're sitting at about 30% of people that have claimed. So we're going to quickly check that. Let's get the maths out there. We've got to read the contract and go down, do one more calculation because we're getting pretty close to the end here, as we saw 24,809. And we're going to divide that by the total amount, but we're going to go over to our bookmark here. This is published by Wolverine, who we're hoping to get on the channel, but it is getting a bit late now. We've got probably another 10, 11 minutes left to go. So we've got the total claimable addresses at 82,533. So we'll divide that by that number, 82,533, and that would give us 30%. We're exactly at 30% claimed at the moment. Can you believe it? 30%, exactly 30% of all claimants have stayed, which is great adoption if you think about it, although many have sold and there's a lot of speculators in there too now. But that's pretty impressive. We do have the total number of people that are holding PulseDoge coins at the moment, 16,385. Not bad at all, eh? Not bad at all. And we've got 1 day and 13 hours to go for the rest of the claim surge. Definitely people claiming tomorrow could be quite cool. Maybe we'll get, I don't know, could we get 100,000 claims? We'll find out. So that's pretty cool. What else is interesting out of this number here? This is not too far behind. I mean, it's just a little bit off there. But we are getting up there. Circulating supply, yeah, it's going to be up around about 5.9. What else we got going? I'm just looking at a few of these other things. We looked at all of these. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, cool. So looking good there. PulseDoge. This is from the actual team. PulseDoge here. It's got epoch here is the exact time when the PulseDoge coin claim function is active till. After that, there's just a publicly called OABA mint token function that can be run once. Obviously, that's when the BA and the OA get minted their coins. And of course, then the supply, which is about 500,000 at the moment. Then the max supply is set in stone forever. So there's the answer to your question. Do the other 6 million coins get issued later on? No, they're done. So the total potential coins is 12 million, but it looks like we'll end up with a total max supply of 6 million. Approximately. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty scarce, right? Which is one of the fundamental scarcity. This whale syndicate with Gunther in it. Of course, if they hold firm into the long-term view, how high could this price go? And of course, we're expecting staking and deflation tokenomics to come out in phase 2. So this phase 1 with the launch phase. Phase 2 starts after this in about a day, just over a day away. We don't know exactly when the staking is going to come in, but we've seen a few functions here in the past here, so that's going to be pretty bullish. Obviously, with 6 million coins, getting them off the market as many as possible. We're going to see how that goes, and more fundamentals, and of course, how high will this go? I've seen price predictions at the moment for this chart, of $20, $24. So we'll see. We'll see where it gets to. People are talking about $1,000 and much higher. Wolverine, of course, who we're hoping to have in the chat, but it looks like he's having a bit of a struggle to get here, is because he was at another meeting. Is got this chart that was out on the 26th of July. And of course, how long will it take for $1 PLSD to equal 69,420? 10 years, 7 years, 5 years, 3 years. 50% said 10 years, 11% said 7 years, 5 years, 15.7, and so on. So some interesting votes, 376 votes. That's back on the 26th, about 2 days old. So some interesting stuff there as well. So yeah, just unfortunate that Wolverine hasn't been able to make it so far. Just the way it works sometimes. Sandy Beck says, I like to get the business cards that KSB was passing out at the workshops, but don't know where. KSB TV. Oh yeah, you might. We should probably contact them or go to the KSB.TV site there, Sandy Beach. That link is in the video in the Discord, I think. I don't know where to buy them. I'm introducing Hex postcards and stickers through my travels and person 6 onboards. Well done, Hex Ordinary Crypto. Hello, everybody. Hey, Sandy Beach, I do want to get a list of all those, so we're probably going to build a list. I'll talk to it now. In fact, send me about that too. Charity Dunning says, hey, everybody. Good to see you, Charity. Hello, yeah, hello. What else there? Wookie says, off for a swim and some resistant trains after this. Nice one. What's that, working off the pies? Is that what it is? Working off the pies. Charity, what a waste, people not claiming their PLSD. Yeah, what it is kind of a waste, but 30% have, man. So we'll see how it goes from here. Obviously, it's speculative. Remember that. It's always speculative. Crypto is speculative. For the most part, there is very conservative crypto. And of course, that's what we cover a lot on this channel. is with Hex is obviously certificate of deposit on the blockchain, but there is obviously speculation from the price point of view in crypto. And remember to smash the likes. Is excellent choice, absolutely. Discord is awesome, says Dave Down Under. It has everything but the kitchen sink. Yeah, if you love good community and good information, that's what the key. Those are the two focuses of the channel. But we will be moving into doing more stuff around direct promotional stuff. So we're definitely doing that. Cool. Nice. Yeah, breaking news. Yeah, we've got covered that one. It was breaking news for sure. What's that? 7.85 miles. Nice one, Briz. Briz is just definitely like a strong arm for that. Nice one. That's how long. That's incredible. All right. Yeah, go join Discord. Absolutely. Wiki says it needs a second-hand parts area for the Falcon. Absolutely. Have the cards. You can print them out at your local Staples for about $25. Fat Sammy had a few Hex.com postcards and here in Discord. Yeah, so there we are. There's one there. That's easy one for promotions. I think we had some earlier, didn't we? Have some earlier. We had some ones there. Well, what we're going to do is we'll set up another group here on a group in the over on the left here, and we'll put all the promotional materials in there. That's what we're going to do because we want to get out there and spread the word about Hex and PulseChain. Very cool. Hey, we're coming up to an hour and 30. It looks like we're not going to get Wolverine in. We'll try and queue him up for another time, maybe tomorrow even. I might have to change my thumbnail, but other than that, it will be cool. All right, let us see. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's get back to it. Let's see. Have a bit of a summary of the charts at the moment. The quad charts. We've got Hex at the moment at 4.7 cents, just easing off a bit after a nice little run up. We've got Hedron at 874, which is going up really nicely. Obviously, we want to get over 1,000, get some support over there. We've got Maxi at 8.8 cents, PulseDoge at $4.54, and with only a day and 13 hours to go to claim. And then what will we see? Fireworks? I don't know. Obviously, second phase staking. It's going to be pretty interesting for sure. I'm excited. It's going to be cool. Dave says put the promo cards in the book on airplanes. Okay, he's coming on. Just finishing meetings. He says PLSD. All right, we'll try and hold on for that Hex PLSD. It's a variance. It says Hex. Yeah. Awesome. I don't know if I can just print them, trademark, etc. Thanks for the tip. I'll just print them, Sandy Beach. I'm sure you'll be fine. Not going to be after you. They're not going to be after you. It's a nice variance to have, Match. Yeah. All right, cool. We're coming up to it. We're going to try and hold off for a little bit longer. In the meantime, we're going to play a little video. That's what we're going to do in terms of Liquid Lines is coming up. Hopefully, we'll, like Jesse said on the Cabana show, hopefully we'll get the sacrifice balances out this week, and the UI for testing will be cool. All right, let's play the Liquid Loans DApp teaser. Here we go. Alrighty then. All right, so that was pretty cool. I think it looks amazing. Can't wait for it to come out. We've got more patience. We have proof of weight in this community. This is the way it is. What I was going to do is share. What I was going to share. I was going to share this little preview. Of course, we've got this Kitco news is going to be an awesome interview with Richard, and I do hope I'm sure the community will spread it far and wide. And man, over 300,000 views last year. 1 million views this year, man. I can see it. It's going to be awesome. Maybe even higher, right? So it's going to be so good. Let's have a little sneak peek of last year's introduction. I thought it was a lot of fun. So cool.
To those of you following the crypto markets, especially the altcoin markets, you may be familiar with Hex, one of the fastest rising cryptocurrencies out there, along with Richard Hart, who is a very enigmatic figure online, founder of Hex. Richard joins us today to talk about this coin and his upcoming projects. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so that was pretty cool. Hey, we've got a special guest going on now, so we're going to bring in Gunther, aka Wolverine. I've got to get that up. Hey, good to see you, Wolverine. Woohoo!
Hey, how's it going? So can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I think so. It's a little quiet, but I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So like, I got tied up in a meeting, and now I'm grabbing my daughter some dinner.
Oh, that's sweet. That's all good.
But I just wanted to like stop in real quickly, just let you know that like I didn't forget about you, but the meeting just ran too long, so I apologize for being rude and for being like terribly late. It just was outside of my control, pretty much.
That's all good, man. It's good to have you in the house. We're all big fan of your work and love what you're doing. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen the show many times, but we have you flying a plane of the PulseDoge plane up and down. So it's a lot of fun.
I've seen a couple of the clips, so I appreciate all the work that you've been doing. And what I'll do is after I grab the dinner, if you are you going to be on for a while, or are you guys kind of wrapping up?
I was just about to wrap up, but I'm back on live streaming 5 hours time. But you'll probably be asleep by then.
Oh, you're back on in 5 hours?
I do 2 live streams a day, so yeah. This is the first one. I'm just finishing this one up, but we got a second one in about. Actually, let me see what time it is. 4.5 hours from now.
Okay, so let's see. I'm doing the math. Hey, maybe I can join you on that live stream if you want.
I can start that a bit earlier too if it's more convenient. So just hit me up in Telegram. In Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be late where I'm at, but that's okay.
No, sweet. We'll get you on for that. I'll change the thumbnail today and the thumbnail now, and I'll change it to the next one.
Okay, cool. Then can you I guess you can send me a DM on Twitter or on Telegram. Either way will work with just the link.
Yeah, I don't think I couldn't actually DM your account, so.
Oh, okay.
I would have done that otherwise.
Maybe on Twitter then. Will that work?
No, Twitter I couldn't get to you either. I was getting through to you from PLSD and the channel here, Hex PLSD. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Just hit me up on Token Hex.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
On Twitter, Token Hex on Twitter, and then I'll be able to talk to you on that way.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, nice haircuts here, Sandy Beach. Nice haircut. Yeah. All right, well, we'll talk to you soon. I'll see you in the second live stream.
Okay, you got it. Thanks for
dropping in.
The hair.
All right, bye for now. See ya.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. All right, cool. All right, so there we are. We've got a bit of Gunther at the end there, but of course we're going to bring him on for the second live stream. I'll change the thumbnail around, but very, very cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that little sneak peek of what's coming up. It's going to be alpha. Actually, we'll be even closer to the end of the launch phase by the time he gets here in about 4.5 hours time. That'll be pretty funny. OBS logo above Gunther says KD. That's funny, yeah. Gunther doesn't even know. It says Briz. That's okay. I'll deal with it. Okay, I'll DM you both. That's cool. Thanks, XPLSD. And a big hugs there. Appreciate your work, XPLSD there. Sometimes things, people have busy lives. This is the way it goes. I'm going to miss it live, says Sandy Beach. Yeah, but you can watch it tomorrow, Sandy Beach. You can watch it tomorrow. Hey, we're heading up. We're an hour and 32 minutes. I think hour and 33 minutes. I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up. Don't forget to catch up later on. We'll get Gunther on and get his perspective about PulseDoge coin moving ahead. It's not too long to go, a day and 12 hours. So very cool. All right, let's just wrap up. We're going to wrap up with our funky music. This is how we roll. So stay tuned. Let us play this out. I think we're going to get in here. Power City Court. Here we go. Dance party, as always. Bye for now. Woohoo!
Bitcoin's amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola, fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which, by the way, is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity. So it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play the this time is different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin, no.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
The market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's
I don't think
going
so.
on? Where's it going next? No?
No, when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. went up to 69, back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, you know, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username to I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but you know, sometimes you have to.
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable
yes,
expectation.
Agree. Yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, called the tops in the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. You know, we're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price. And now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on 200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the 3 ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah, so once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top on the day. Bitcoin, told you 27 days later, Ethereum, it did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know what else I can do for you. You know, it's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called PulseChain. So, you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind. Craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns and you're like hard to the right, hard to the left. Just, I don't know, maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that.
You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
Pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. I'll complain though from my side. From my side, I'll be